We just really balance each other, and I really do believe in this statement, when they say, when you know, you know.
You realize we super equilibrium one another, and I truly put stock in this proclamation. You know when they say, when you realize you understand, what the best counsel they've given you, simply recall that you're the award, consistently blast best guidance. I feel that is an extraordinary inquiry in the steadily moving scene of big-name connections. The new parted between Lori Harvey and Damson Idris sends swells through the universe of glamour and charm. The finish of this high-profile sentiment, however abrupt as it might have been unforeseen, has reignited discussions about the capricious idea of ritzy relationships. Reports are presently twirling that this separation could prepare for a gathering among Lori and her ex Michael B. Jordan, highlighting the recurrent and frequently wild nature of these connections. I feel like I hadn't exactly experienced life. So I think by then I resembled Oak. I'm going to I said date based on my conditions. And like the declaration of Lori Harvey and Damson Idris detachment came as a shock to numerous their joint assertion to the Hollywood correspondent uncovered a developed and genial slitting. We are at a point in our lives where our singular ways require our undivided focus and devotion. We head out in different directions, remaining companions with only love and regard for one another. And the time we shared together, this articulation, persuasive and conscious, by the by concealed the fundamental show and abruptness of their separation, pondering their hurricane sentiment, which went on about a year. One can't resist the urge to see its power and public perceivability. Bits of gossip about their relationships started in December 2022, soon after Lors parted from Michael B. Jordan. They affirmed their sentiment in a style befitting a cutting-edge romantic tale through a virtual entertainment post observing Lori's birthday, with a photograph of Damson kissing her this second, denoted the start of a progression of public presentations of friendship, from honorary pathway minutes to hint birthday recognitions. Lor's previous connections, particularly her huge and seriously getting through relationship with Michael B. Jordan, cast a shadow throughout her experience with Damson. This correlation brings up issues about designs in her adoration life, indicating a potential inclination for security and achievement credits, remarkably connected with Jordan, their relationship, the longest and generally serious among Lor's many sentiments, maybe separates a norm against which others are unintentionally estimated me. And like hello, like what you doing, you great, you really want to shake out of it. And perhaps be like, okay, better believe it, you're correct, I'm stumbling. I'm great in any case, as we dig further into the consequence of the split between Lori Harvey and Damson Idris. The subtleties of their separation become progressively obvious. The principal telling difficult situation came when Lori Harvey eliminated all hints of Damson from her Instagram, a cutting-edge announcement of a relationship's end. This computerized period sure was a quiet yet strong assertion, leaving fans and devotees sorting out the account of their split. Lor's resulting solo appearances at industry occasions additionally energized hypotheses, yet an inquisitive contoured unfurled when both went to Odell Beckham Jr's birthday celebration in New York City, their attendance at a similar occasion, but showing up and withdrawing independently, added layers of intricacy to the all-around fascinating story of their separation. Lori, ever the encapsulation of balance and fabulousness, showed up at the party in a design that reflected her public persona, wearing a dark bodysuit, a printed shirt, dark leggings, and sharp to strappy heels. She was the embodiment of style and certainty. Her grin, brilliant and untroubled, recommended a lady calm with the course her life was taking as a distinct difference. Damon's disposition was uniquely. Various spectators depicted him as looking miserable and lost as he let the scene be this piercing picture of a man wrestling with the fallout of a public separation. Cast causes qualms about the commonly stylish and bubbly universe of VIP connections. And there's one more unexpected turn: the new gathering between Michael B. Jordan and Steve Harvey over a year after Michael's separation with Lori Harvey. is mixing the pot of hypothesis in the VIP world. And how would you cycle, and how would you manage something to that effect? I mean, I think for me I was sufficiently fortunate to have a ton of work. You realize this gathering, caught at the NBA Abu Dhabi game on October 5, causes a stir, especially considering Lori Harvey's new parted from Damson. Aids the planning of this accommodating experience, featured by an Instagram post with a subtitle, All Grins at NBA in Abu Dhabi, appears to be too unplanned, passing on numerous, to ponder the hidden elements at play. Steve Harvey's previous remarks about Michael Jordan add a fascinating layer to this story. Known for his genuineness, Steve has consistently communicated his affection for Michael, calling him a decent fellow and exceptionally deferential. What I have made an effort not to like him, I have his help for Michael and Laura's relationship was clear, as he once shared connections, our heart particularly, they're youthful, they're in a Hollywood kind relationship. And I'm rooting for them. This support, combined with his new warm cooperation with Michael, proposes that the ties among Michael and the Harvey family stay solid in spite of the separation. This person is a hero man. He's as perhaps of the most delightful person man. I met his dad in a piercing reflection on his relationship with Lori. Michael Jordan once remarked, I'm a firm adherent of what's for you is for you. His hopeful standpoint, even despite a high-profile separation, says a lot about his strength and close-to-home development. This way of thinking, joined with his new collaboration with Steve Harvey, fills tales that maybe Lori and Michael's story isn't finished at this point. See that is occurring before you. I've never seen that image before. Steve's way to deal with Michael in any event, when he and Lori were together, was in every case fairly protected. At this point tender, he conceded in a meeting, I won't help him, he must procure it, yet recognized Michael's conscious nature. Steve's warmed toward Michael in spite of their past separation, and his obvious acknowledgement of him adds a component of doubt to the flow situation. Might it at any point be that Steve find out about the situation with Lori and Michael's relationship that is freely known, enormous, a 100 a stogie box of the most a hard to get stogies. The combination of these occasions, Lori's separation with Damson, her ensuing independent appearances, and the cordial gathering between Michael Jordan and Steve Harvey portrays a complicated snare of connections and feelings. It brings up the issue, is it conceivable that Lori and Michael are thinking about reviving their sentiment, yet are reluctant to open up to the world? So not long after her split from Damson, this hypothesis appears to be progressively conceivable, given the timing and nature of these occasions. Yet fans have seen a theme in Lori Harvey's connections. Her heartfelt undertakings stand out for their high-profile nature, as well as for the repetitive subject of her accomplice's riches and popularity. As we unwind the embroidery of her past connections, an example appears to arise, one that lines up with the reactions of certain fans. You see an impression of her mom's supposed penchant for opulence in Lori's decisions throughout the long term. She's shown me so much, and I know in some cases she felt like she was conversing with a wall. Yet I most certainly consumed each from her commitment to global soccer star Memphis, to pay to her short sentiment with music chief Future. Lori's dating history peruses like us who of diversion and sports. Every relationship, while covered in the secret of private minutes, has worked out in the public eye, with Lori frequently at the focal point of a spectacular but transient romantic tale. The stars of the most huge in recounting these connections was with Michael B. Jordan. Traversing from 2020 to 2022, their adoration was public, as well as loaded up with terrific signals. For example, the Doctrine star leasing the Atlanta Aquarium for a confidential Valentine's Day supper. They shared friendly epithets Turtle and Chunk, and their online entertainment presence were a confirmation on their security at this point, as Individuals magazine revealed their separation in June 2022 was credited to Lori not being prepared to take things further. While Michael was available to a more profound responsibility, this split, clearly excruciating for both, was Lori's longest and most serious relationship, setting it from her different contacts as a conspicuous difference her relationship with Damson. Ida's, however, unquestionably in the public eye, coming up short on same power and show, while Damson is a rising star with a total assets of $12 million. His popularity and fortune failed to measure up to that of Michael B. Jordan, whose total assets is assessed at $25 million, combined with a thriving vocation in Hollywood. This error in abundance and status among Michael and Damson, under the focal point of Lore's supposed tendency toward additional prosperous accomplices, lays out an image that lines up with the reactions of her focusing on abundance in connections, Lori Harvey's own prosperity, both as a model with IMG Models and me, and as a finance manager with adventures like CN by La and Ira, with Spin addresses her own desire and monetary. Discernment Gracious, our next visitor, is one of the most discussed powerhouses, a model and business visionary out, with her absolute first skin with an expected total.